Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm glad you joined us. As you can see, I have a vicious puppy beside me who is teething. Her name's Mila. So she'll be here, and you'll probably hear Mason behind the camera playing because he's in his saucer. Hi. Hi. But I tried to get this filmed while he was napping, but it's not working out that way. But I still wanted to get this video done for you. So if the puppy or Mason distracts you, I'm really sorry about that. Today I wanted to film my 10 things that I think all military spouses should know. This mainly is geared towards newer, upcoming spouses, but I feel like some people or spouses who have been with the military for a little bit longer should not know all these, and probably should. I don't know. But these are just 10 things that I came up with. They're not in any certain order or anything like that. It's just kind of things that I've kind of learned along the way. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. Okay. Number 1 on my list is you're going to be alone a lot. And I think it's okay. Like I feel like myself, I'd had to learn how to deal with being alone and everything, because I went from living with my mom straight into living with my husband and then him being gone a lot. So I was never really alone. So I had to learn how to deal with that, and now I'm fantastic alone. Depends on the day. It's a different story. Number 2 on my list is Number 2 is there are so many spousal groups on Facebook, and I don't really want you to get discouraged by the ladies who are on there who run it, because there's a lot of ladies who's on there that's mean, and they think they're better than everybody, and they all judge you and bully you. But I don't want that to discourage you from the ladies on there who's also looking to find friends and get help and want to make sure that you are okay. You know, like there's lovely ladies on there, so don't let those bullies override the good. Number 3, I think this is a very important topic, and I feel like it's good for all circumstances. But don't put your husband's information on social media. As in, like, oh, he's deploying on this day. He leaves from Fort Campbell on this day, whatever. Or he's coming back on this day, because that can put his life in danger, put other people's life in danger, which I'm sure most of you already know that that's one of, like, the number 1 things that you learned. But if you don't, you never heard it. There you go. Number 4, if there is an FRG, join it. I don't care. Well, I mean, I guess it's up to you, obviously. But I don't care if everybody's like, you know, in your streets, oh, the FRG sucks, I hate the FRG, whatever. I highly suggest joining it, and I regret when my husband was active duty that we didn't join, because now that he is in the Guard, there's not really an FRG, and that sucks, because I feel like now is the time where I understand the benefits and everything of an FRG, and I think it'd be really good. So take advantage of the FRG that you do have, and if it's not that good, see what you can do to make it better, I would say. 5 on my list is let others help you when you need it. I struggled with this, especially when Sylvester was in basic training, of just trying to do everything myself that's supposed to be done as a wife and mother. But it gets a lot when you're doing it by yourself. So if you need a day, you need an hour, whatever it may be, let someone help you. Whether you have to pay someone, you got family, something, let them help you. And I know if you are, at least in Georgia, if your spouse is deployed and everything, the FRG will set up where you can have like a daycare for a certain amount of time a day, like 1 day a week or something, like an hour, 2 hours or something. I'm not too sure, because Sylvester wasn't deployed in Georgia, so I don't know if that's everywhere or what. I don't know too many things about it, but I would definitely suggest looking into that and seeing what they offer for you to have some you time. Number 6 on my list is nothing is set in stone. Nothing is set in stone until it's written on papers, as in on order forms. Like, your husband can come out, oh, well, I might be going to Fort Benning, I might be going to Fort Bragg. I would take that with a grain of salt until you see it on his order papers, as in I'm sure he does the same. Take it with a grain of salt, because things are always changing. I feel like they know, and then something comes up, so they have to swap it around. So take everything lightly. Don't listen to really anything until it's set in stone. 7, have something for yourself, whether it be like you have a job or you've got your own little hobbies, you're like going to the gym, going and taking a bath, whatever, reading a book, make sure you have something that's just for you, where you don't get just stuck in the rut of being a mom, being a wife, being a solo parent. You know, you need to make sure that you are still a person and you're taking care of your mental health as well, because if you let yourself fall, then everything else falls too, and it's harder to pick that back up. Whereas if you just start trying to make sure you're taking care of yourself, then taking care of everything else, that's good. But don't let that override taking care of what you've got to get done too, if that makes sense. I hope it does. Number 8, you're not going to get along with all of the spouses, even all the spouses in his unit, her unit, man, woman, whatever you're into. Even if you're a man, you're welcome. But you're not going to get along with all the spouses just because you don't get along with every person you meet on the street now. So just because you're military spouses doesn't mean you're going to get along with them either. And I know it's a lot easier to befriend people in your husband's unit, but if they don't click with you, then they don't click, and that's okay. You just make sure you put yourself out there and keep trying to find someone that you do click with. It might take a while. I remember when I met my first friend, I think I might have talked about this in another video previously, but when I met my first friend, like I went on my first date, I sat in my bathtub and cried for 30 minutes the night before, like when we were talking about meeting up the next day. Cried because it's like 6 months after we were there, something like that. I was alone. I needed somebody, and me just putting myself out there was really, really good for me, because I did become friends with the girl, but it didn't end up working out. Like, we ended up not clicking like I was hoping, which is fine. Whatever, wish her the best kind of situations, you know? Number 9, this is something that I've had to learn. It's okay. I think, my personal opinion, everybody's different. They see this one different, so it's kind of just like whatever works best for you and your spouse. I've always been told when your husband's deployed or they're in the field training or something, you don't let them know that you're having a hard time or that you're struggling, because then that affects their job. And I agree to that to an extent, but me personally, I have to tell my husband, like, hey, I'm having a hard day, this sucks, I hate this, whatever, just so I can get past it, so I can try to work past it. I can't withhold stuff from my husband. He knows when something's wrong with me, whatever. So I think it's okay to inform your husband that you're having a hard day, that you're not having the best week, whatever it may be, but don't stay on that for too long where it does affect you and it does affect him, because you just kind of want to communicate, get things through. My baby's staring at me and it's weird. What? Hello. But sorry. Yeah, you don't want it to make him have a hard time doing his job. He needs to focus on his job. But I do believe it is good for them to also be there for you, just at least like, I'm sorry, I know it's hard, I'm ready to be home, you know, just kind of comfort you for a minute or so. But just don't dwell on it for too long. And if you agree with that, let me know down below. Because like I said, I've heard a lot of ladies say, don't tell him nothing. Your problems are your problems. He don't need to know. He's got his own stress. And I agree, he does have his own stress. But that doesn't mean you should be put on the back burner too, if that makes sense. I don't know, whatever. 10, my last thing is no matter how many times they leave or where they're going, it always sucks. It always sucks the same. Every time someone leaves, I get really upset. Like, I'm used to being by myself and I can take care of everything by myself, but that doesn't mean it doesn't suck when he does leave. So, but I just like knowing that when I see him again, it makes it so much better. Like, it thrills me, you know? It's kind of like you're dating again. And I was kind of saying that last night to my husband, like when we talk on the phone all the time and then when I finally see him, it's kind of like we're dating. And it's like, I've waited so long to see you. You get so excited every time, no matter how long it is. Obviously, the longer, the more excited, but you still always just get so excited to see your spouse. At least that's how it is for me. My 10 things that I think all military spouses should know. Like I said, this is mainly geared to newer, upcoming spouses, but I do think these are good topics to talk about if you've been in the military or your spouse has been in the military a while, I mean. So yeah, if y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask me. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff, as I don't know if I said in the beginning, but my husband was in the Army, active duty, and then now he is in the National Guard, and he is getting ready to go on a deployment in the upcoming months. So he's on active duty orders currently. But anyways, that's beside the point. I'm just saying, I've seen the spectrum from 2 different sides, and I'm telling you, they're way different, and it's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, and my husband agrees. But anyways, yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. If you've experienced any of these, or if you have any other tips, let me know down below. If y'all want to see something else, let me know. Anything. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you. I keep looking at myself in the viewfinder because of this crazy dog, but she's teething. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye, y'all.